Hello, YouTube, and all the fans of the International Showdown League, and welcome to another interview or interview of sorts. Meet the coach interview. My name is Top23, and I am the coach. Wow, I cannot speak to this. It's horrible. I am the coach of the Miami Heat Trans, and I am interviewing my co-host. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Xavier. I'm the coach of the Dallas Victory Stars, and I think they may have a kind of good chance at winning. Yeah, same.
We'll see about that. You are in one of the tougher divisions. Let's
I
see that.
am. Yeah, can't deny that.
Well, let's first get off the interview with the first question is, when did you start playing Pokemon?
That was like when I was like 7. My older brother had one of the games. He let me grind up his Pokemon sometimes. Little did I know he was making me do the boring stuff, but I was like 7, so I didn't care. To me, it was like the most amazing thing in the world. But then I got my own like copy of like Ruby, I think it was, and I soloed the game with Blaziken
So
because that's what we all did.
so I didn't start with Blaziken. No.
Yeah, you
Uh,
probably started out with like Blastoise or Venusaur.
I started with Gen 1 and I started with Venusaur.
Yeah, he's the
Uh,
best starter.
Funny fact, I always start with the grass starters in every single generation. I don't know why, but grass starters are always the ones that start out with first.
I always go with either fire or grass. Not a water guy myself.
I'll always go water the second run and then fire always last whenever I do my third run.
You're really getting off topic here.
Yes, we are. Alright, so next question is, when did you start competitive battling?
Just a little bit in the 6th gen. I like kind of just like started getting really into the game, and then I just started looking up content of it. I found a Wi-Fi battle, and I'm like, I wonder how this works. And then I started watching Shady Penguin when he was like at 10,000 subs. And so I was there for a while, and I learned a good deal of stuff. And then eventually I found the GBA, and I learned a good amount of competitive battling from that. And yeah, early 6th gen.
No, no. I probably came in around the same time you did for Shady Penguin. I don't remember how many fans subs he had, but it was pretty early on, part of the Shady people. So,
I know he was. I know it was early on. I don't know if my numbers are exact, but yeah.
all right. So my next question is pretty much we're just gonna get into your draft, and your first draft was very interesting. You chose your team mascot as your very first Pokemon. Explain that to me.
Okay. I was talking to some other people, and I was honestly very open about the fact that I wanted Victini first because I have third pick. So it's like I know the first two aren't going to take Victini because it's honestly not that amazing of a pick. But I did find out through the grapevine that a few other teams had their eye on Victini, and I know it's not a very good first round pick, and I don't think anyone else would have picked it first round. But the thing is, there are a lot of people who have their second round pick before me, so I definitely thought it's either now or never if I really wanted. And it's not bad. Like Miguel in the GBA drafted it first round too, and you know how he's doing.
Okay, so the way that Miguel uses it, he doesn't always have the greatest luck with Victini. He gets one or two kills, maybe a game, if that.
I'm
But
pretty sure it's like 6-3 right now.
yeah, it's not at the top. It's not in the top three of the league leaders. So
Yeah, but I still think Victini definitely has plenty of value. It's very versatile. Plus that base 180 power stab move.
yeah, that's whew,
Plus, if you have bad luck like me, it's got Victory Star, raises accuracy, 1.1. Dallas, let's go.
yeah. I mean that's hence the name. That's I mean, I was one of the people we were talking to about getting Victini, and I always like found ways to try to get to like no, there's ways to get around Victini because there was a point where you were joking around saying that it was practically invincible. They
I
would just
mean, we'll find out when the battles start happening. You'll see. I'll show everyone its true power.
I hope you prove me wrong and show me the true force of Victini because I've never, besides the way that Miguel uses, I've never actually seen it used in a different way. So hopefully you can prove me wrong in that.
I'm gonna run physically defensive. Let's go.
Yeah, you
Eating up
probably
all
have.
the knockoffs.
Alright, so go with your first top three picks: the Sylveon, the Mega Manectric, and the Staraptor. Talk about those three picks for me.
Okay, I the two things I value most are speed and versatility. Victini had both of those. It's very versatile. It can be physical or special. It can be scarfed. It can be banded. It can be specs. It can be expert belt. It can be life orb.
Let
So
me
many
cut you off real quick,
possibilities.
just for all the fans out there. Victini is base 100 across the board. That's why.
Yeah, and in base 100 speed in this format is actually really good.
Yeah.
Like in standard play, like if you're not above base 100, it's usually not that good since due to common threats and scarfers. But in this format, 100 base speed is a lot. Like if you look at some of the other teams in their drafts, like they only have a few Pokemon that break 100 base speed, which means I can outspeed most things.
No. Yeah. It's
And then
it's nothing nothing to cry about.
yeah, and then Sylveon, it doesn't really fit those two categories that well. It's not fast. It's got like base 65 speed, but its versatility is decent. It has like it can be specs, hyper voice that does so much to everything.
Breaks through
Like
subs, which is nice.
you need like a specially defensive steel type if you want to take that
Yeah.
because that does so much damage. Like even like full out defensive, it still does a lot to things. Like it does like about 1/3 to a Scizor.
That's not bad. I mean, Scissors. Granted, Scissors not the most bulkiest mon out there. But
No, it's still it's resisted and it's uninvested.
yeah. So that's 1/3 to that. A 3-hit KO is nothing to like look over. That's actually a lot of damage.
Yeah, of course you can't stay in due to bullet punch, but still, that's like
No.
a lot on a switch in. It can't take more than that.
Exactly.
Like too many. And then you could run like Calm Mind, Baton Pass. You could just run straight up Calm Mind and just sweep with it. You could run. There's like a decent amount of options to the point where it's not totally predictable, but at the same time, like the jobs it does that are sort of predictable, it does really well. And the fairy typing is amazing.
Yeah. That's 6th gen definitely proved that.
Yes. And Mega Manectric, it has amazing speed. Like it can outspeed like most things on most people's teams, except for like maybe like Mega Aerodactyl or things like that. But like otherwise, nothing is outspeeding it unless it's scarfed or set up. And that is just so valuable to have. Plus, like it doesn't have the best coverage in the world. It only has like Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Flamethrower, or Overheat, then like a Hidden Power. If you're real and just hate Malamar, you can run Signal Beam.
Oh my
But
god.
but that speed is just so valuable. Plus, Electric Fire and whatever Hidden Power you want coverage is really really hard to work around still. Like you need like a ground type, but even then, if it's like dual typed, like a Rhyperior for example, I could run HP Grass, and that thing is gonna get moderately wrecked.
No, yeah, that's definitely true. Now, I'm looking up a stat right now because I'm curious. Because the ability that Mega Netric gets is
Intimidate, which is
Intimidate.
incredibly valuable. Will
Yes.
allow me to counter the likes of Talonflame, which otherwise would be a kind of big threat to my team.
Now, I don't know if the Pokemon Showdown Calculator puts this in, but let's say if it doesn't. With the Intimidate drop, Manectric will live. It'll be a 2-hit KO, but will live an Earthquake from uh, a Scarf Garchomp.
Yeah, you see that Intimidate drop is just really valuable, especially since it's pretty frail, but
Yeah,
that really makes up for it.
that's only if you run max physical defense Manectric. If you don't run that, it's gonna be still. It's not even gonna be a 1-hit KO. It's still gonna be a 2-hit KO.
Well, that's still pretty nice. Like especially like an HP Ice will do quite a bit, and if it's not scarfed, I will outspeed it and 2-hit KO it at least.
Yeah, if you're max special attack and he has no special defense investment, you will be able to live an earthquake, and you might have a chance to OHKO it. It's a very high chance. I think it's a 75% chance to OHKO a Garchomp with
Hmm.
the HPIs. So Mega Manectric is probably one of the best megas in this format.
It really does its job well. Like, if it were more versatile, I definitely think it would be. Like, it might have gotten drafted first round or second,
Hmm.
but I think just its move pull is what holds it back. If it got access to better coverage, it would be better. But I just really think it's definitely a solid mega to have.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with that. And that it definitely goes well with the rest of your team. Like it adds a lot of synergy to what it since you from looking at your team, like you have some mons that don't really take like some moves very well that Manectric can take pretty well. So that's definitely a positive thing.
Especially like if I switch it in on an electric type move, it can get that +1 special attack, and
And then make the
nothing
evolve
wants
and
to
then you
switch in
go.
on that.
Yep, that's definitely true. Alright, so let's talk about your next two. You had Staraptor in the fourth round, and then you had Empoleon in the fifth. Talk about those two mons.
Yeah, Star After. I really wanted a lot of like U-turn and Volt Switch, which I didn't get too much later on in my draft, but I got a lot at the beginning. And it also gave me a nice ground immunity, which is very nice to have since I have Victini and Mega Manectric.
Hmm.
And also, like, Reckless Brave Bird. Let's talk about Reckless Brave Bird. That
That
does
does a
so much
lot of
damage.
damage.
Like, plus, as I was saying earlier, with Victini, base 100 speed, really good in this format. Like,
Hmm.
it can outspeed most things. Like, and I don't even have to run max speed to outspeed some things. I can put just enough in to outspeed like a 95 base speed, and then put a little bit in HP, so I can take a few extra hits. I could run Intimidate if I really wanted to. Like, if I really value that extra attack drop, that could be really nice.
So what's nice about the Staraptor with Reckless Brave Bird, it almost KOs the same Garchomp that almost got KO'd by the Manectric. A physically defensive Quagsire, a Brave Bird will do about 68 to about 80%. So it's a guaranteed 2-hit KO. That's a lot for a physically defensive Quagsire.
That is really good. Like, it is definitely something that kind of also lacks versatility, but I still think things that lack versatility but do their job very well are definitely still worth it.
Oh yeah,
Also,
definitely.
if I really want to get like cheeky, I can run like Heat Wave. I mean, that wouldn't be bad against like Ferrothorn, which would want to switch in on me, or
Does
maybe
he learn Heat
Scizor.
Wave?
It learns Heat Wave. A lot of the birds do.
That's surprising to me actually.
It also gets Pursuit, which is one of my favorite moves. I could run Roost, Whirlwind, Tailwind,
Tailwind, oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Facade, if you really think burning me will stop me. I could set up with Agility and run Roost so that I can survive.
That is very true. That is very true. Yeah, it might not seem like he has some diversity. What sucks about the him power of fire is that his special attack is only 50.
It is bad, but like 4 times effective does mean a lot.
Yeah, now what would be better though? Would if you're going against like a Ferrothorn, the HP fire or the Reckless Brave Bird?
I wouldn't. The thing about Ferrothorn is it has Iron Barbs, and like really good chance it could also have Rocky Helmet, and I'm taking recoil damage.
That's a lot of damage Staraptor will be taking.
Yeah. Plus it could Gyro Ball me, which as I said he's pretty fast. That would do a lot.
Yeah, that would do a lot of damage.
Plus Heat Wave also has that chance to burn.
That is true. That is true.
So
And like you have Ferrothorn, and like no one's ever gonna expect a Heat Wave from a Staraptor. Like it's
no one will.
like
I mean, now that I've mentioned it, and everyone's gonna watch this, I guess
yeah,
now
yeah, they're gonna
we're gonna be looking for it.
yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, Heat Wave, ew. But I mean, I didn't even know they got it until now. I was like, the only flying type I ever known that runs Heat Wave is Zapdos, which
Oh yeah, even like Honchkrow gets it, Pidgeot gets it.
oh yeah, Pidgeot, yeah, Mega Pidgeot runs it all the time.
Uh huh.
But ironically enough, no one drafted Staraptor. I mean, no one drafted Zapdos.
Wait, no one did? I
I don't
didn't even
think
notice that.
I don't think anyone. I'm gonna double check, but I don't think anyone drafted Zapdos.
That is a really good mon. I can't believe people didn't get it. I mean, I definitely don't need it since I have a Staraptor and a Mega Manectric, so
Yeah,
kind of unnecessary. Are you sure no one drafted it?
I'm double checking now, just because I don't remember it ever getting picked up. Because I was really considering picking it up.
I'm honestly shocked. Like, that is a very good mon that just honestly deserved to be picked.
Yeah, I'm looking up. No one picked up Zapdos.
That is shocking, man.
That is
It
very
is.
shocking because it's a very good defensive wall. So maybe someone notices that now and they will want to pick it up after the free agency starts. So
Very good potential free agent. A lot of people did go the route of drafting where they got two OUAs. So, like, maybe one doesn't fit their team very well and they'll want to pick it up.
that is very true. That is very true. So go ahead and talk to me about Empoleon.
Okay, Empoleon, I needed a defogger. I really needed a defogger. And that, I think I mentioned this earlier. I wanted a specially defensive steel type,
Yeah, you did.
and Empoleon does that very well. It does have another electric weakness, like Staraptor, but Mega Manectric is there, and I honestly think that'll scare people off from just spamming electric.
That is very true.
Its other weakness, fighting, Victini and Sylveon can take that relatively well. Ground weakness, I've got a really bad ground weakness going on, but I think I made up for that a little later
You
in
also
my
have a little bit
picks.
of fire weakness, but that's in the story.
Yeah. But overall, I feel like Empoleon does really well. It can set up rocks. It can it
No.
can be if I'm real, if I'm really that real, I can run Defiant, Sword Dance,
Oh dear
Rocket
God.
Jet. I mean, like, people should not expect me to run standard sets. I'm just saying.
No,
If
note to
you
self,
expect that,
everybody.
you will lose against me.
Also gets knockoff, which sort
That
of
is,
is needed in this format. Knockoff is very powerful.
and I believe it is the only mod on my team that can learn that. So physically offensive Empoleon really could be viable for me.
Does Chestnut not learn it?
Chestnut, I believe, does not get knockoff.
I will double check that just to make sure. But you are correct. Chestnut does not get knockoff. So that
Yeah.
is very interesting. So yeah, that's the only knockoff user. So people expect that out there. If he's
hmm
gonna knock off anything, it's probably gonna be with the Empoleon.
I mean, they should fear it.
That really should.
Killing all the psychic types. But yeah, Empoleon, that's pretty straightforward unless I want to get really weird. It's honestly just mainly there because I need a defogger and its typing is really good and defensive. I like
That is
it.
very true.
Peaceful guy.
That is very true. So that leaves your next three mons, which is Chestnut, Kirum, and the powerful Miss Magus.
Yeah. Chestnut, he has 4 times weakness, which is one of the last things you want in this format. But the thing is, it can, if I can give it like a berry to take one, it can handle it. Also, Spiky Shield will most likely be run on him, and with that I can scout and then switch out into like Empoleon. So I can get around it pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he just does his job so well. Physical wall, he can set up spikes. Hazard stacking could be really helpful. Maybe since I kind of lack defog or rapid spin, I could maybe force my opponent to defog,
And if yeah, that's
which
very
is
true.
could be a viable way to get around that weakness of mine. But otherwise, it gives me a nice fighting stab, drain punch. I'm not sure what other fighting moves he gets. Hammer arm maybe.
I can double check for you real quick. I don't know
I'm
why.
pulling them up too, so I can check out my boy Chestnut.
Let's see. Fighting type moves. He gets.
Does have a nice 107 base attack, so it definitely can put in some work.
He
And
he
that bulletproof, it can take any Pokemon that runs Sledge Bomb. I'm immune to it.
he does get Brick Break. He gets Low Sleep. He gets Bulk Up by level up. So Bulk Up can be very good since he's already physically defensive.
Oof. I could run Choice Banded, Wood Hammer,
That is very true.
or Superpower.
That would be. He gets Belly Drum.
Oh,
He gets
oh.
Curse.
I'm gonna
Curse.
run that berry that gives me extra speed.
Mm-hmm. And then
It's
he
powerful.
gets
I
Frenzy
can also.
Plant, which is special. I mean, he has a lot of special moves. He has Pain
He
Split.
does. That could be helpful.
He also gets
Luckily,
he gets Super Fang, which a lot of people sleep on, but it does half the HP.
I was actually just about to mention that. That is a really useful move. Like, especially if it's something that walls me, I know it's going to switch in. That's like a lot of damage.
And he only gets one elemental punch, but it's one that covers his 4-time weakness and Thunder Punch.
It does, so I can catch something on a switch in. So, I mean, Chestnut is nothing to sneeze at.
Nope, 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 nope. And like I said, it has a lot of special attacking moves that he could run, and his special attack isn't horrible. It's
It
a base
is
74.
base 74.
So
It definitely could like come through in the event I need to cover something.
yeah, it could be like you have one move, put a little bit of uh
Gonna run that power herb solar beam.
oh dear God help us. I mean there is a lot of water types out there that could take a lot of damage from that. So
Yeah. Plus they might come in thinking they'll ice beam me. Nah, son.
nope, just not gonna happen. Not gonna
I'm
happen.
eating it up.
Eat it out, eat it out. Alright, so
Anyway, that's basically Chestnut in a nutshell.
haha, boom.
Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Okay. Curum. Anyway, Curum, I honestly, like, I had another dragon type in mind, but, it got taken from me. And so Curum just, like, I didn't even realize it, but I liked it so much more. Because my draft, my original plans, I didn't have Ice Stab. And Ice Stab is one of the most viable ones you can have.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's got 95 base speed, which is still pretty good in this format.
That's really not that bad.
Uh-huh. Plus it's got, I could Choice Scarf it, I could Band it, I could Specs it. It's got base 130 in both attacks. I could run Mixed with Draco Meteor.
Also make it defensive or special defensive because it has base 90 in defense and special defense.
It does. Could run a subset with Roost.
Assault vest would be very nice.
Oh yeah. And then like Home Claws maybe.
That could work. That could work. Get the ancient powers to try to bank on, try to get the hacks and bank on that special boost and everything.
I'm real, but I don't know if I'm that real to rely on that.
I mean, he gets a lot of decent moves.
Set up the hail and go for blizzards all day.
That's definitely an option.
Dragon Tail to catch things on the switch in. It does things very well.
Mm-hmm.
Could run dual screens.
That like clay dual screen. That's definitely viable.
Could run Dragon Rage for all those little cut Pokemon.
Yeah. All the ones I got drafted.
Uh huh.
I mean,
I know a certain someone who was supposed to draft Primplup, but didn't.
Yeah, no, I'm a little disappointed in him. He should have drafted it. He said he was going to, and he didn't. You came through with your promise of drafting Victini. He didn't come through with his promise by drafting Primplot.
I know. And I could run Rest Snore. Let's go.
That's definitely Rain Dance. So if you want to try to set up so you can have Mega Natural for Thunders.
Oh, that's definitely true. Icy Wind, slow things down. Let's go. That way my Chestnut can come in and Belly Drum.
There you go. It has a lot of really good options.
It does. And I know I'm joking around a lot, but like realistically, Icy Wind, Draco Meteor, like there are definitely options.
I mean,
He does get that
reliable
130
recovery.
in each attack. You really cannot predict what it is.
No.
It's got some solid bulk as well. You're probably not going to OHKO it unless you have a really powerful, super effective hit.
He does get decent recovery with Roost.
I could run a weakness policy set, maybe. Does it get agility? It does not.
Does not. No. That sucks. That would have been nice if you got agility.
If it had a speed boosting move, a weakness policy could be a thing.
That definitely could be a thing. I mean, maybe Gen 7, maybe they'll add something to it.
Maybe. Hopefully.
But
I would actually really like that. I'm honestly really disappointed now.
But he does get Sunny Day, so if you want to try to set up the Solar Beam.
Oh yeah, but that I don't have to run Power. I'm gonna run Assault Vest instead.
Exactly. So yeah,
How?
definitely have some
Assault
options
Vest, bulletproof. He's just themed for war.
Really, really is. But I think that's like, I think it's enough on Kira, man. I think they get the point that
Yeah,
it's really good.
yeah, especially for a UU pick.
Oh yeah, definitely
Anyway,
one of the better ones.
Miss Magus. One thing I have been constantly joking about with Miss Magus is the fact that I might run Lucky Chant.
Oh my god.
Now, I know that sounds stupid,
No, that sounds amazing.
but the thing is, I have horrible luck. So,
No pun intended with the
honestly,
move.
5 turns of not having to be critted could be valuable for me. It's pretty fast. I could run a bulky, fast variant with Will-O-Wisp, because its special defense is really good, and with that fast burn, it can take physical hits. It could definitely, I could run Foul Play to hit special walls, Heal Bell, Magic Coat, Memento, Nasty Plot, Pain Split, Perish Song.
Well, did you say you would run foul play for special
Yeah,
walls?
special walls that want to come in and wall me, I can Foul Play them, especially if they have high physical attack. If they have lower defense than special defense, it might be nice.
Yeah, foul play is just good in general. It doesn't have to be a special wall. Just as long as they have
Uh-huh.
high physical attack, foul
It
play
is
will do
it is
work.
pretty bad. It is pretty good in general. It also gets like Thunder Wave. I could run Choice Scarf Trick,
Oh my god.
Taunt. It's a fast taunter, which is always a really nice thing to have. It'll help me prevent Stealth Rocks getting set up.
That is true. That is true.
This thing is just generally really good. Sub Calm Mind could be a thing.
And you can run practically 2 hidden powers with Mystical Fire and then any other hidden power you want.
I could, and then it also gets Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Thunderbolt.
It has one of the better move pools out there when it comes to diversity.
Could run Focus Sash, Power Gem for Talonflame.
There you go.
I mean, it's over.
Yep.
I'm curious, does it get any moves that could potentially trap something? So that Perish Song could be a thing.
Let me look that up real quick.
What moves trap? Oh, does it get Infestation?
Well, we saw Dan try
Nope.
to use Infestation and it didn't work.
It gets Inferno. 100 base power, 50% accurate, 100% chance to burn the target.
That's not bad. I know it doesn't get Magna Storm, which locks Kids on.
It gets Magma Storm?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh, okay, I was like, wait, what?
No, I think that's a Heat Train exclusive move.
Okay.
It does get Destiny Bond.
I honestly might run that.
It can get Shadow Sneak, Sucker Punch.
Its physical attack isn't good, but to take out really low HP mons could work.
The priority is always definitely a good thing.
Also, it's a ground immunity, which is really nice.
That's definitely nice, yeah.
I can switch it in from things that want to go for fighting or normal attacks.
That is very true. That is very true.
It's just, in general, like a really good thing.
And you have 2 immunities in normal and fighting types, which fighting type is a lot more common in this league than the GBA.
Yes, it is. It's a really good offensive type. It's really good.
Having 3 immunities and then only having 2 weaknesses in Ghost and Dark, Miss Magnus is not a bad option.
It really is, in my opinion, one of the best NU mons. So,
I
I'm
agree.
happy with.
I agree. So that leads us down to your last 3, your final 3 mods that you picked. That
I
some
can't wait
people
to
are
get to the
saying,
last one. I have so much to say.
some people are saying that a couple of the options you probably have better ones to choose for, but let's hear your opinions on why you chose Gastrodon, Durant, and Tyranitar.
Okay, Gastrodon. I was thinking about it, and I actually wanted Crocodile, but that got taken. So I thought, you know what? I actually think I need a better special attacker, but he's not really specially offensive. Like, I know that, but he can deal out some damage, definitely, and he can just wall things. He's got that Storm Drain, so another immunity to add on to that electric immunity, and then he can tank hits. He gets access to really reliable recovery, and he walls things pretty good. And that grass weakness, sure that's bad, but I definitely have things that can come in and handle it. I just run protect, so I can scout. It's honestly just really good. Let's take a look at some of his moves, though. What do you get? Ancient Power, That could be nice.
Yeah.
Memento. I'm gonna run a bunch of mementos. Just wait.
I mean, it's viable. It could work.
I could run physical, rock slide, get some flinches after I paralyze them with Miss Magus.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. And then I could run a curse physical set. I could run counter. I could honestly see counter being very effective.
I mean, we saw Dan and GBA use it with this Chansey, so it can do some work.
It definitely can. It also gets mirror coat, so people need to watch out for this thing.
The one thing that you have to one thing I noticed about your team though so far, you have a very somewhat slower team. So
I see what you're saying, but I feel like I have some fast mons like Durant, Miss Magus, Staraptor, Victini, and Mega Manectric all have 100 plus speed, and then Kyurem isn't too far behind.
no, you just have to watch out for Scarfers because they're not because there's a lot of mons out there who have base like 100 or whatever, and then base 100 speed, and then those just still scarf them just in case.
Yes,
And
it's very true. I
outspeed
could also
you.
run D-Dance on T-Tar.
That is true. That is true.
That could give me some extra speed, maybe agility and Polion.
True. Choice Scarf T-Tar.
Yeah.
Take a play out of Cooper's book.
It could work.
They're really good.
But yeah, I don't have too much more to say about Gastrodon. I think I covered everything. Although I did just see one thing. I'm gonna Perish Song with Miss Magus, switch into Gastrodon and Whirlpool.
There you go.
So, people prepare yourselves. I'm gonna run Specs, switch it on a water move. Let's go.
That could do really, really good.
But yeah, this next mon actually pairs incredibly well with Gastrodon. Durant. Now, Durant is definitely my most questionable pick.
I agree.
By far, I think. I definitely could imagine a bunch of people asking me why, but the thing is, Scizor was OUA, and I'm not spending that much on Scizor.
Yeah.
Also, I originally wanted another, like, kind of bulky, especially Steel type, which Durant cannot do, sadly, because I originally wanted a Scavalier.
I mean, Escavalier is definitely a good special wall, so I can see why you wanted it.
But I'm not too upset that I got Durant. He has that Steel Bug typing, which is still incredible, even though it has the 4x fire weakness. But it 4x resists grass, so him and Gastrodon are just best friends.
Like, I noticed that between those two, and then Chestnut and Empoleon, you have two really good wall cores.
It is pretty good. I could, like, mix them up every once in a while. Maybe just bring a stall team if I want to be a dick.
Just don't do a 6v6, please. We don't want another one of those matches.
I mean, I don't think Showdown can time out, can it?
No, it technically can't, so it sort of sucks.
But yeah, Durant in general, like, his move pool, like seems kind of limited, but it's pretty good. I can run Aerial Ace, an agility set. It can be like Baton Pass, Home Claws. It can get Crunch. It can get Iron Head. Steel Stab is good to take on those fairies, because I know a lot of people wanted them.
X-Scissor is really good for the psychic types, because you'll eat up psychic hits for days.
It can Thunder Wave things. It can learn Superpower. It gets access to the ability Hustle, which, with my luck, is not the best. So, be prepared for Swarm Durant. Also, it gets a nifty little move called Entrainment.
Is that the one where it changes the ability?
Yes, it does. And you know what ability Durant gets?
I do not.
Truant.
Oh,
Slacking's ability. So screw everyone.
Alrighty then. That's another mon that no one drafted, thank God, was Slacking, because that would have not been really good in this format.
Yeah, just run Protect on everything and you're good.
Yeah.
It also gets Bug Bite to counter the likes of berry users.
That is true, because we noticed a lot in the GBA that a lot of people will run random ass berries that no one would think of.
And that'll just prepare me for other things. It also gets like Thunder Fang for a little extra coverage. It's just really good.
That is definitely really good.
So I definitely agree that it is my most questionable pick, but at the same time, I don't regret it. I would prefer the Scavalier, but I'm not mad about it.
We'll just have to see how well you use it in the first couple weeks, and if it doesn't work as well as you want, you can always drop it and pick something else up.
Okay, but this last Pokemon.
This was an insane pick for you in your last pick. I did not think you were going to get it.
How did I get Tyranitar last pick? In OUAmon, Tyranitar.
I'm still like just flabbergasted. I'm just like Tyranitar is so good. Why would someone
It's the
not
only
pick it up?
non-Mega OUA drafted last round. In fact, honestly, it's the last OUA drafted in, like, the only other OUA drafted down this low was Landorus I, which was the what number pick was that? 8th pick for the Feraligators.
Thunderous T was the last one for the Atlanta Shocks.
Oh, what number was that? What round?
That was the very last round, round
Oh.
11. And then Gothitelle was OUB, but
Oh, I didn't see that they also got one. But still,
it's still
I
really
honestly
good.
am just shocked Tyranitar made it.
Yeah.
It's just how he's so good. He can just and the thing is, Durant is incredibly frail, especially, but steel types gain a special defense boost in the sand.
That is very true.
So I could run Assault Vest on him, run like whatever that rock is that ups sand turns, and switch into Durant, and he's good.
And that also will help Empoleon, just make Empoleon even more bulky as it already is.
It will too. And I personally prefer offensive T-Tar, but he can definitely get some good moves such as Stealth Rock, which will help. He gets one of my favorite moves, Pursuit,
That's stab too.
because
so
I
that's
don't
not
like
bad.
people playing around switching out on me.
That's being stabbed. That's definitely a positive thing to have. So
Base 60 power, and then doubles from, well, base 60 power after stab, and then doubles if they switch out.
yeah, that's
Can definitely catch things off guard.
yeah, and that's definitely something you don't like. Pursuit is not used enough in these cell formats when you're switching out all the time. So why not run Pursuit? Get that
Yes, it
even
could
if it's not
really,
stab
really,
and do a lot of damage, just chip damage here or there will definitely go a long way.
as long as I can confirm that they don't have a fighting type move. But still, if they do, I think Tyranitar can take one.
Let's run some calcs on that.
Because Sand ups his special defense. He's already super bulky. He's got just base 100 HP, base 110 defense, and base 100 special defense. And that special defense is basically just as good, if not better, than defense since Sand.
Alright, so someone did draft Lucario. So
Also, by the way, berry users on Nerve, they're gonna get wrecked.
that is very true. That is very true. That is very true.
Also, Special T-Tar is definitely a possibility. It's got really good special attack. At 95, it's not bad. It could run, like, just the coverage it gets alone could be really helpful, such as Thunderbolt and Flamethrower.
That is very true. Now, unfortunately, if you maxed out his physical defense on Tyranitar, going against a life, I mean, you probably want to keep this in anyways, but against a life orb close combat Lucario, yeah, no, you weren't living that.
Well, that's why I'm running that berry. Whatever the hell that's called.
What is that berry called?
No clue, but I'm gonna find out. I could run Mimic,
Fighting berry Pokemon.
Hyper Beam.
Oh my god, Hyper Beam.
I honestly just might do that for lulz. Oh, the strongest Dark Stab in the game, Fling Iron Ball.
Oh my god, that sounds scary.
It is. If I'm real, I can run Dynamic Punch. It also gets counter. It gets block. So if I really don't want someone to switch out,
The berry was a Chopo berry, and you still get O-code.
dang.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not leaving him on Lucario.
Yeah, don't leave him on Lucario. That's just, it's not gonna work. But like anything else, like there wasn't a, like looking at it. I drafted Terrakion. That's gonna hurt a lot of freaking damage. So you don't want to leave it on Terrakion.
Yes, I definitely need to switch it in. But I have a Mismagius, which could ward off those fighting types.
That is very true. But like looking at the rest of the draft, Yeah,
I don't have too many things that can take fighting type moves. Chestnut is a very effective physical wall. Durant can maybe take it because it's got some nice physical bulk.
yeah, and it's neutral. It's not super effective since bug resist fighting.
And if it's something that's not too strong, Mega Manectric could switch in with an Intimidate.
That is true. That is true. So I mean, you have some options for the fighting types.
And Victini resists it too, and so does Sylveon, so physically defensive Sylveon could be a thing. Victini, it's got base 100s, so like it can definitely take some hits.
That is very true. That is very true. All right. So, anything else you want to say about your draft before we move on?
Nope, I'm pretty satisfied with everything. Like I got the majority of things I wanted, and the things that changed. There's honestly like very few things that I would like change about this. I honestly think this is better than what I originally planned.
I can see that. Your team is very, very powerful, and I can see you do a lot of work in the GBA in the ISL.
Uh huh.
All right. So my
We
next
don't talk
question.
about the GBA here, except for when we talk about it,
Yeah,
because I mean we're all fans of it, but like this is the ISL or the ISL as I call it.
the ISL, the ISL.
The ISL.
All right. So my next question is, who are you most excited to face?
Oh, the Seattle Superiors. They were
Everyone wants to
talking
face.
trash.
Always wants to face the Seattle Superiors.
I know. Plus they've got Lando T and Kieran Black, which are scary, but I don't know.
I think your team matches up against everything else just fine.
Yeah, everything else I'm not too afraid of, but those two are huge threats, especially the Landorus.
Yeah, because
The
you
Kieran
have
B is slow enough for me to handle it.
yeah, and the Kieran B, if they like choice scarf it, you're gonna have some, or you even choice bandit, you're gonna have some problems.
I will probably run some kind of Scarfer that can handle it, like just in case he runs Scarfed. But he's not in. I don't believe he's in the same conference even as me, so like it's kind of up 50-50 if I'm gonna battle him or not.
That is very true. He is not. He is not. So
So I'm hoping I get the chance, but I mean I guess it's fine. Maybe we can do just a battle for fun.
you can easily do that. And for some reason, when I'm looking at the, why is it doing that? Hold on. When I'm looking at the conference, for some reason it took out somehow everything got pushed down. So they took out. Technically, they're in the gold division, but according to the conference on our Google Doc, it doesn't even say it on there.
Well, that's weird,
Yeah,
but
it got screwed up somehow. Somehow it just got screwed up. We'll let them know tomorrow about that.
oh well.
But yeah, so
Kind of looks fine on my end, but yeah.
yeah, it could just be mine. But yeah, they will be in the gold division. You're not in that division, so you have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a kind of scary draft, but I don't know. I kind of just wanna verse him, show him his boss, continue power.
This will be going. This interview is going to happen before the schedule is released. So, if you don't go against him, maybe you'll be able to just do a preseason match to see who will plan better for the other opponent.
Maybe.
And my final question is, who are you least excited to face?
Uh, we're doing this interview just after interviewing Cameron from Manaphy City,
Mm-hmm.
and just the way he knew exactly what he's doing and his previous experience, combined with the fact that Talonflame is a huge threat to my team, even though I have things to handle it, such as T-Tar and Focus Sash Magus, as we covered earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and Mega Manectric can take 2 Brave Birds and kill with Volt Switch. But still, it's pretty scary.
Yeah, he has a
So-
lot of things that could really put in some nice work against your team.
We just were saying Lucario could destroy my T-Tar's life.
That is
Unless I run like
very-
Focus Sash counter.
Luckily enough for you, they're in the same boat as the superiors, so you might not have to go against them at all.
I'm honestly like, it's not that I don't want to verse him, it's just that I'm scared to.
No, I can see why. They have
He's definitely the most intimidating to me. Even though there are some other ones, like, you have a kind of scary draft. My conference rivals, I believe, the New England Petrats.
oh yeah.
Even though I have plenty of things to deal with Mega Venusaur, it's still, the rest of his draft is still incredibly scary. I see no non-threats on his team other than maybe Kecleon, but I know if I underestimate it, it'll sweep me.
That is very true. That is
So
very
I'm not
true.
going to talk crap.
Also, Cabalion. Cabalion, I couldn't. Doesn't really do a whole lot of work to your team.
it really is a threat.
Oh, it's a threat, but like the only two mons I can see it really doing work, well, three mons, is Tyranitar, Kyurem, and Sylveon.
Very true, very true.
Everything else
Okay.
sort of deals with it just fine.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's that.
Alright, so is there anything else you want to say to all the Dallas Victory Stars fans out there before we head out?
Um, we're gonna win, because Victini is a boss.
Well, I want to say thank you to Xavier to coming out to interview us with us tonight. That was very nice of him.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
good luck in your battles with the Dallas Victory with the Dallas Victory Stars in your future weeks to come. And I will see you in another video and when we face off against each other at some point during this league.
I mean, it's gonna happen. We're in the same, conference, I think, or elite, or division, or whatever.
Just counting down the days, counting down the days. But with that, I'm Top 23, and I will see you all next time.
Bye.
Deuces.